Morning. Good morning. Good morning, Rockland CSL. I am Reverend Joan, and I'm going to tell you right now, y'all missed the best beginning of trying to put this church together and this service together and the craziness we went through. But I'm going to tell you, Reverend Melissa gave me the perfect topic. It's on the edge of the possible, and we sure worked through that today. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for coming together with us this morning. Thank you all from wherever you are, whether you see the sunshine, the snow, the wind, the rain, we are one. And that's all that matters. This is the last Sunday in February. And February is whoa, I almost forgot. February is the month that we honor Black history. And every week, Reverend Melissa honored a person of great importance. And that's my pleasure to be able to do it to you today. So sit back, take a breath. The words I speak for me, not for you. Until you put down all the churchiness, the cuteness, and get involved, you will not get any results. I will make your pocketbooks get fat with a whole lot of $100 bills. It's the kind of stuff that I will bring you. Peace of mind, harmony in your home, in your world, the kind of stuff that will get stirred up inside of you and radiate to all with whom you contact. It works if you work it. And those words that I'm talking about today came from the Dr. Reverend Johnny Coleman. And I'm going to give you a touch of her history, but believe me, I can't put it all. Otherwise, we'll be here till next week. Okay. Reverend Coleman was born to John and Lula Haley in Centerville, Alabama on February 18th, 1920. And you know, back in the day when they named you after your dad and you were a girl, they always put the I at the end of your name. So she became Johnny. We have a couple of Tonys. We have a couple of Charlies out there, but they're all carrying on the tradition of their family. She died December 23rd, 2014, at the age of 94 in Chicago, Illinois. Reverend Coleman was an influential minister and teacher in the New Thought movement. She is often referred to as the First Lady of New Thought. Reverend Coleman founded several large organizations within the African American New Thought movement, including Christ Universal Temple, the Universal Foundation for Better Living, and the Johnny Coleman Theological Seminary is named in her honor. Her family moved to Columbus, Mississippi where she attended Union Academy High School and graduated from this evening to boldly proclaim. Oh, okay. Hi there, everybody. Okay, her family moved to Columbus, Mississippi. She attended Union Academy High School and graduated from Wiley College with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in 1943. If you follow what I'm saying, you understand these years that she put into her life all along the way. In 1943, and then she taught at schools in Mississippi and Chicago. After being diagnosed with an incurable disease, and they don't say what it was, Reverend Coleman had a crisis of faith, deciding to attend the Unity School of Christianity. Reverend Coleman was the third Black student ordained as a Unity minister in 1956. This is where it gets cute. While a student at Unity School, and remember, this is a Unity school, Reverend Coleman, like all Black students at the time, was told she could not live on campus. So for 2 years, Reverend Coleman commuted 15 miles each way to the YMCA and back to the campus in Kansas City. And I'm going to add, like all the old people do, it was uphill both ways. She had to walk up and down. She was the first African American student who was allowed to live on the Unity grounds when some fellow classmates supported her after she threatened to leave the ministerial program. That's how strong she was. That's how influential she was. That was Reverend Johnny Coleman. The school then made it available, a cottage off campus in the distance, formerly occupied by workers. It was a college that became the quarters on campus designated for African American students to share. And we're not talking about a long time ago. And if you go to visit Unity Village, it's right there. They give a tour, and that's good. I am going to close now with these words written in a book called The Legacy of Dr. Reverend Johnny Coleman by Reverend Charlie Manuel, another powerful woman. And not only because of a long list of service and community involvement, not only because she was an overcomer, the radical and social roadblocks that she demonstrated, not only because of the hundreds of thousands of lives she touched and changed with her bold and dynamic message, providing clear, practical, inspirational instructions. Not only because she built an organization using the very teaching of truth that she taught to others. Not only for her prosperity consciousness that caused her to build a mega church in Chicago with banquet facilities, with truth teachings happening every week, even now. Not only because she was the first African American president of the Association Church of All Unity Churches. Not only because of all the major accomplishments of this demonstrated as an example for life, well lived, but because every person who aspires to live the message, if we make it a sincere commitment. And finally, for every person who has wandered to some point, who has wandered at some point along their journey about the use of truth thought to live a life that is high quality and divine, they too can stand on the shoulders of Reverend Johnny Coleman. Her words rang true, been powerful to this date. The words of, it works if you work it. What I know now is that it works even better if we all work it together. And that's your little information on Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman. Thank you. Okay. February theme, Bracing the Edge, the message, on the edge of the possibility. Y'all hang around a while because we went through that this morning. I had to look over my shoulder and say, Reverend Melissa, did you made this house happen like this today? This morning, you know, we were ready for it though. Okay. The first week, Reverend Melissa talked about living on the edge, and she gave everyone a question. Where am I being invited to stretch beyond self-judgment into deeper self-acceptance? And she made us think, and she made us write. What's happening to me on the edge? Do I feel I'm going to fall over? Do I feel is anybody going to catch me? Do I feel as if I'm going to keep going? No. I have to change those self-judgment thoughts into a deeper self-acceptance of, I'm here, I'm ready. Knock on that door and knock it down. The second Sunday, she talked about walking on the edge of life. And her question was, what does it look like to live my truth when it feels risky or uncomfortable? And she had each and every one of us name our truth. Mine was joy, there was harmony, there was peace, there was commitment. It was so many of us just grabbed hold of that word, our truth, and it found out what it would look like. We had to do her love work. The third week was the edge of the known. And her question was, what might we discover together if we dared to step into the silence beyond words? And the word was silence. What happens when you become silent? What do you do when something in the noise and the confusion is all around you? You learn to be silent, to listen, to accept, and to know that silence is more powerful than jumping up and down and being afraid. So today we are on the edge of the possible. And the question is, what would be possible if we really believe that anything is possible? What would that look like? What if no matter where we go or what we did, we knew that anything is possible in that step? But I added a little touch to it. And my question is, can a miracle be possible and possibility be a miracle? Think about it. Think about it. What is a miracle? What is possible? I'm going to get back to that in a few minutes. Although this week we awaken our collective imagination, daring to believe in a world shaped by love, by justice, and the creative power of spiritual vision. We know spiritually what we're going through. It's just that we're going through it. It's like coming up against a wall and the door is locked. And you're standing there and you're wondering, what's next? What am I supposed to do? I can't get through this door. And then Spirit says, yes, you can. Howard Thurman writes in his book, The Inward Journey, again, our emotional reaction to a situation causes us to adopt measures that bring quick and temporary relief from the immediate pressures on us, but do not have much effect on the situation itself. When have something came up to you and you said, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. I'm going to tell you, I didn't think that I could be here speaking to you. I didn't think that I was capable of being a minister. I didn't believe that anyone would believe me. And yet here I am. Is that a miracle? Is that a possibility? Is that a belief? Is that a joy? Or is that a spiritual connection? Is that where I reached inside and opened up and was silent, but listened to what was going on? When I got to put this together, I had weeks to say what I was going to talk about and how to put it together. And I panicked every day. I went into, I can't do this. Oh gosh, the weather is going bad. And my electricity is going to cut off. I called all my friends and they said, you can do this. You can do this. And I just was like, I know I can. That's the knowing. I know I can. But believing that spiritual possibility kept like twinkling. As Reverend Melissa and Amy knows, you got the one here and the one here, and they just go like this together and they just crash. And last night is what was going on when I was trying to write this out. And one of my friends said to me, you know, you got this. You know, God is talking to you and telling you what to do. He's talking to me and telling you what to do. And you're just laying on that couch listening to me and you didn't even get a pen or a pencil. So I'm hanging up and not talking to you. Knock, knock. That was the door that opened. That was the door that said, okay, Joni, you can do this. So I came and I sat back down. I didn't take a drink, but I poured a big glass of Pepsi and I started working on it. And I finally got all the words that I thought I needed together. It was 12 o'clock last night, and I went to print them out, and my printer stopped working. And I was like, okay, I'm pushing buttons. I'm going in there. I'm cutting it off. I'm cutting it on. Jan, you know how this went just a few minutes ago with this whole putting this service together. And Ricky came upstairs, my partner. He said, what's going on? I said, I can't print. What's your printer? Now, those of you who know, he's a little forgetful at times. So he said, you have it. It's the old printer. And I said, no, we went shopping. You brought a new printer. It's not, I don't have the Wi-Fi to it. He said, yes, you do. Okay, so you forgot you struggled to put that big printer into the car. And now you're telling me it's downstairs still in the box. Oh God, what is this? Okay, I'm going to find a way to try to memorize all of this stuff that I'm trying to say to y'all. And I went and he came up and he tried to figure it out. Neither one of us. And I just got more and more frustrated. So I said, I'm going to bed. And I went to bed. And don't cut your printer off. It's not working. Don't cut your printer off. It's not working. Good night. About 2 o'clock in the morning, all the times that I kept printing it, it kept coming out the printer. I'm telling you, the possible happened. The miracle happened. The love, the joy happened. And I was able to now talk to you. So don't say, I can't do that. Say, I can't do that yet. Get that big sign up and put it up and say, yet. Don't say, what's wrong? Say, what's next? And listen. The science of mind point of view, Dr. Ernest Holmes says, we have not yet done what I believe we should do with our membership. We have yet to see what the multiple consequences of a church body can do if the members are properly trained, if they permit someone to exercise authority over them, not over their theology, not over their private lives, but over one thing only, their spiritual concept. Believe, know, feel. There is a law of good There is a power in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it, and it will multiply in effect 1,000 times through the united consciousness of a group. This is our group. This is where you are here with us. This is what pulls us together. Ask for help. Take a class. Be of service. Share that good is possible together. Look at each other. Look at names on the screen. Look at who's here with us. We are one. We are here to share. We are here to love. We are here to grow. You know, this would not be a service without love work. So, Reverend Melissa, I got it. I got it. It's right here. I got what you said. Y'all ready for the love work? This week, spend time journaling about your personal edge of the possible. Where do you stop believing something could happen? Where does your faith falter? And where does it soar? Meditate on the moments in your life when something impossible became possible. And ask yourself what shift reflected on where you might be holding a small view instead of stepping into the great faith that Thurman described. Write about how you might expand that vision this week. I expanded mine last night when I thought I could not do this. I expanded it a few minutes ago when I thought it was not going to come together. I expanded it when I heard people say to me, Reverend Joan, what's next? Not what's wrong, but what's next. This week, challenge yourself to live from the edge of possibility. Ask yourself each day, what would I do today if I really believed anything was possible? Speak one word of that affirmation each morning and take one small concrete action step to align with that belief. It might be a conversation you've been avoiding, an idea you've been afraid to share, or step towards a dream you've been hesitant. And believe me, the law is listening because it is. As a spiritual community, we are not just here to be comforted by possibility. We are here to create it when we stand on the edge. Don't peer into the void. We peer into infinite potential. Science of mind reminds us that there is a power greater than we are, and we can use it, not just for personal healing or prosperity, but for the awakening of a world that works for all together. We step boldly towards that edge and do not fall, but we fly. So the answer to the question, possibility, is it a miracle or is a miracle possible? And the answer is possible and miracle equals faith. And I thank you. Thank you. Okay, I have a prayer. And my prayer, those of you who get to know me a little bit more, you know, I'm going to take you there. Okay, and it's an affirmation prayer. It's a little bit of everything. And I took the words from Reverend Ike's Secret for Health, Joy, and Prosperity for You. And he says, right here and right now, I know exactly what I want. I have decided in my heart and in my mind. I believe in the good which I desire. I see it and feel myself being what I want to be, doing what I want to do, and having what I want to have. My positive thinking leads me to the positive action, and I get positive results. And so it is. Amen. Thank you.